got a little bit of wind going on here in Reno today, so what I've done is I've parked in one of the spots that I park at night, and it's going to give you something that I'm thinking about running by when I make my move. You guys kind of know that, of course, I live in Reno, and I have a Nevada license plates. So when I park this van in these different places at night, because it has a Nevada plate, I'm not too worried about it being suspiciously considered. But if I move down to, say, Arizona or some other place here in the future, then of course I'm going to have out-of-state plates. So anyway, one of the things that I consider, and I think I told you guys this, I try to park the van as close to a wall as I can. And actually, if I were parking here tonight permanently for the night, I would back up where the bumper was right against the wall. So basically, if somebody wanted to try to get in here and see my license plate, they would not be able to do so. So if I'm in another state, one of the things I've been thinking about is, well, what can you do about the front license plate? No, I mean, you can take the plate off, but then it's going to look kind of strange just, you know, sitting there with a bumper that has a plate that's missing. So I have an idea, and I'm going to show you guys in just a minute. So we're going to jump inside the van. Let me jump into the back here. Several things on this video. One is the idea of coming up with a plate that I can put in the front of the vehicle that has a business name or logo on it that I can put, instead of the front license plate, have it in. So for example, what I've done, if you can see this here, I have a cardboard piece that I bought at the dollar store. It cost $1, and you can see I've made a couple of slices out of it already. And what I did is I used a license plate template so I could get the right size. And what I came up with are pieces like this that I have to go ahead and put something on. So I bought some marking pens so I could design a logo, and I'll show you what I came up with here. So this is a logo of a company, and it's in the colors of the company, maybe a little bit off. Again, I didn't buy too many markers of different colors. I guess I could do a little better job and get more, but what I want to do is just kind of put this in the front of the van here to demonstrate it. So I would have parking at places I would park where there were companies that had logos. So for example, if private security would come through and take a look at the plates, since the only one they could see would be the front, it would have a company logo, right? So they would think that it would be naturally a pretty good fit that, you know, this particular company, which does have white cargo vans, that this is just one of their fleet of vans parked for the night until they open, you know, the next day. So I think it just looks a little better having something in the front. Again, it's nothing that can identify me completely. So I'm going to put that in a little while. One of the other things I wanted to talk about, and I'm going to pull it out here, is how I budget, or how I'm creating how I budget living in the van. I mean, the main reason for living in the van is to save money. And I'm not the best budget guy. I mean, there's been people, you know, I've gone through schooling and, you know, college, things like that, about how to budget. So what I decided to do was come up with something really simple, so it's easy for me to maintain a budget and save, instead of just, you know, go spend money and, you know, spend $20 a day, $30 a day, $10 a day, you know, who knows? After a while, if I just spend whatever I want, you know, eating and things like that, it could completely blow my budget. So what I'm going to show you here, and hopefully you can see it well enough, I have a little blue bucket, and inside of the bucket I have a rubber band 30-day envelopes with $10 bills in it. So there's $300 in this stack of $10 bills. So for each day I need to spend no more than $10. So that's not a big budget, but for example, if I'm going to eat at a McDonald's, which I just had here at lunch. I'll get a chicken sandwich, some French fries, and I always have bottled water on board the van. So that's going to cost me for lunch $2.67. Now I could go out and I could go ahead and buy some cans of soup, excuse me, or I could buy a salad or something like that. That would be relatively the same price, but I don't know if it would really fill me up. So in here, I have my phone, and what I have in here already pre-bought is a Boost Mobile $50 unlimited internet and phone usage. So that goes in there. It's already pre-bought. And at the beginning of the month, I get all this figured out. So I like to keep about $100 in my checking. So that's in there. Credit card. You know, I got things on credit card that are automatic deductions. So, you know, it's not $100 a month, but I don't believe in spending all the way to the limit, you know, on my credit card. So my payments are like, you know, $25 a month. But, you know, because they're automatic deductions, I put $100 in there every month. Savings. Hopefully I can put $100 a month. That's not a lot of money when you think about it. That's $25 a week. But I know I should still be saving some money while I'm doing here. Hopefully more than that. Gasoline, I got budgeted for $200 a month. So that's $50 a week. Again, if I'm using the van, I'm going to spend all of it. If I use my little Chevy, I'll probably use maybe just a half of it. So, you know, I try to think about when I get down maybe to Arizona of using my Chevy and using my van in combination. So when I'm doing things socially, running around doing errands, I'll park the van and use the Chevy so it won't use as much gas. Entertainment, $100 a month, okay, for whatever. Going to a movie, you know, going to a show, whatever. That's what that is. And what's left is coin, okay? So obviously, if I'm using cash every day, $10, hopefully I don't use all of it and there's coins left. So coins will go in this bucket here, or it'll be in the envelope, whatever. And then what I have here, these are just the different markers that I used for making up those signs for the license plate. So once again, those go in here. So this is what goes into my envelopes or into my bucket. And it comes to a grand total, if I'm using this, of $935 a month. You know, and like I said, that's figuring it with saving money and having a little bit extra at the end of the month. And of course, you know, hopefully when I get my job, I'm making a lot more money than just $1,000 a month. Hopefully it's 2 or 3. So, but this is just my living, and this is just basic stuff that if I had to say live off of Social Security and made that my commitment for living every month, then I would have money left over if I were living in the van and doing this. So anyway, that's just a quick look at what I'm starting to do for budgeting. Again, you know, you could decide anything you want as far as money goes. I'm trying to do it on $10 a month. $10 a day. So, you know, $300 a month. And, you know, if I don't spend all of it, then of course I have some money left over. The other thing that I haven't gone back and showed you guys on earlier was that I did put the bolts here on my drawer. So you can see that on the drawer it goes all the way to the floor where I have a screw that's mounted in. And this goes ahead when I'm driving down the road and holds all the drawers together because it's locked in right here. So this is about a 31-inch strap that I bought at a truck stop here a couple of weeks ago. And this has been working beautifully. All right. One of the other things I wanted to talk about was the tea candle heater. All right, so I tried it one night to go the whole night. So obviously the tea candles were not enough to run any more than about maybe an hour and a half. So what I did is I went to the dollar store and bought these little packages of candles. They're called jar candles, and they got a lot more in them. So what I do is I put the 4 of these together and put them into the candle heater. And of course I have my little padded gloves that I bought. Everything here that you see was bought at the dollar store except for the material here for designing this. And so, you know, everything is $1. You know, this is $1. So it takes 4 of them to heat. And when I used these the other night, it heated for 9 hours. So they stood lit for 9 hours. And I would have to say, as far as the test goes, I think I was telling you guys I was going to try to see if I could tell you or not whether it was effective. So my answer to that question is yes and no. Yes, it does heat, but it doesn't do any more than about 8 degrees, maybe 7 degrees if you let it run through the space that I have, you know, here in the van, which again isn't very much space when you think about it, and I close the curtains up front. It does work. It isn't that it doesn't, but here in Reno, it's been getting down to freezing, 32 degrees. And when I tried it one night, I think it took the crispness out of the air, you know, the icy air feeling. But other than that, it didn't heat up too much more. So, you know, you add 32 degrees, you add 8 degrees to it, and the inside of the van's probably 8 degrees warmer than the outside. You're going to be cold sleeping, but it is effective to a certain degree. So I think if I were down in a warmer state area like, say, Arizona or Texas or California, if it only got down to like 45 degrees, then yeah, I think it would be effective because it would heat it up just enough that you wouldn't be freezing through the night. So anyway, that's my results from my testing it. I still think the ambience of it's wonderful. It does at night when you turn all the lights off. It has a fireplace kind of look to it. So I'm happy with it. I've been looking at other designs on YouTube, and there are others that maybe might be more effective, but I'm just going to stick with this one for a while. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go outside real quick, and I'm going to put the plate on and see what it looks like. So I'll get back with you in just a minute. Alright, so outside back in front of the van, and I don't know how well you guys can see, but I've got the little logo right at the very front and mounted. And I think that at night, if somebody were to walk around the van, see the GSO marker there, and the company had a big logo up on the building that said GSO. And what I've been doing here in the window shield is moving my glasses up in front of the VIN number. Then I just don't really think anybody's going to really bother me. At least that's my idea. Like I said, since I got Nevada plates here, I don't worry about it. But once I would get down to Arizona or wherever the state that I moved to, I'm thinking this will work. All right, well, that's my video for today. Hope you guys have a great night. Again, if you like my video, please like. And if you'd like to subscribe, please subscribe. So you guys have a great night, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.